Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Mahomes, flushed out right. He finds McCoy. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Here we go.
First down for the Chiefs, solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. A little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play and gave up a bigger one instead. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. LaShawn McCoy, the 31-year-old running back, his first carry. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Come on.
From the 36, Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
On set. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Here we go, dude.
This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Brissett. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
53. Here we go. Watch it.
On first down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Brissett, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
They have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Here's the 2nd-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
On 2nd and 11 now, Brissett. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Chester Rogers, 35 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
So that drives 7 plays in length. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Kansas City's offense takes the field again here, and after that win last week against Detroit, now 25 straight regular season games that they have scored 26 points or more. That's an NFL record. But I'll just let you do the dissecting here. You saw that game in person. What did you learn about KC?
Learned that they are gritty, that they have a toughness about them that maybe some people question. Because you remember last year it was all about their defense. And in their 4 losses in the regular season last year, the defense gave up an average of 41 points per game. Well, it's been retooled, has a new coordinator, and they're playing a little bit better now. Now, Detroit rocked them early, but Kansas City, they got their legs back under them. And it was a heck of a battle and came up with a couple of nice stands that allowed their offense to do what they normally do, which is put points on the board.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 36. Kelsey, such a valuable part of this offense. Made the Pro Bowl the last 4 seasons. 2018 being the most productive when he went over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, and a great relationship between he and Pat Mahomes off the field. Very good friends, attended a bunch of high-profile sporting events together in the offseason, and that chemistry, it certainly shows on the field. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's McCord. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
So after the run by McCoy, here's another 1st and 10.
It's our time.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Darius Leonard, the linebacker, able to break that one up. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. This is McCoy. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Let's go.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Last year's MVP, Patrick Mahomes, leading the Chiefs for their next possession. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
Double tight. 4 down. Check. 4 down. Let's go.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in, and they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 28.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Mahomes now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. They'll run it with McCoy. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Brissett now. That's complete to his receiver, Kane. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Let's see who's faster.
Brissett, and the catch made by Hilton. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down, it's Hines. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Brissett to throw on first. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Looking deep for Hilton. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's Damian Williams making his way back out. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next year?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On play action, Brissett. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
53, Mike 53. Stay with your man. Hey, check 24, check 24.
They'll throw now on the final play. Looking deep for Hilton. It's caught inside the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 27, Brissett. He's got Jack Doyle, and he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards there and a first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Brissett. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Brissett. And he's got his man Hilton. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Brissett now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Mack. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
He's coming. We got double up. Hey, watch it. Slam. Switch.
They go right back to Mack. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, that's good.
Out of the gun, Brissett. Throw complete there. Rodgers. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Watkins, the intended receiver.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie from UVA, Juan Thornhill.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes, forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds up past the 10. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. When plays break down, that's normally when Mahomes is at his best throwing the football. But as we saw, he can run it too. Last year, 60 carries, 272 yards. Great elusiveness and speed. And the Chiefs obviously don't want him to be a running quarterback. But if he sees an angle like he did there, any opening, he has the ability to take it and run. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. It was Justin Houston, the native of Statesboro, Georgia, with a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now McCoy. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing them?
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Left side, Doyle with it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll run with Mack. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That one into the hands of Kane. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points.
Here we go. Here we go. 15 on it. 15 on it. Go, go. Keep it up.
Now a give, right side. Hines. And some room to run now. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
To throw is Brissett. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he gets it all the way down to the 3. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. From 3 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep him in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Darren Lee there to get him down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He was trying to find Mo Alley Cox as tight end, but now it'll be third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Bashaud Breeland. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Mahomes now to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it? T.Y. Hilton, nobody to beat. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton, 70 yards. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 8. A little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Back to throw. He'll set up the screen to McCoy. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Mahomes gets this one to Hill. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them in bounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg, escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw, Mahomes. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to air one out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Good yardage after the catch as that played good for 30 and a first. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.